Hey, welcome everybody to this new video. Today I'm in my local go-to forest and we're finally having autumn colors. I woke up quite early this morning because my weather app promised me misty, foggy conditions early in the morning for a couple of hours, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. So we're here in the afternoon, but I think the colors make up for that. So it might just be about to rain, but apart from that the conditions are quite symbiotic for these autumn colors. You can see we've quite a lot of mood and drama over there in the sky. It's quite darkish, and the composition that I'm shooting over there, it's the same thing. Darkish skies, but we have a lot of light beaming through, and I think that's quite cool. Especially because every now and then my composition is being lit up. Let's go and talk about that. So I'm shooting over in this direction and I'm shooting the tree line. The reason why, or basically the only reason why, there's no real interest to this image, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's basically the whole palette of colors. We have deep reds, we have yellows, we have oranges, we have different tones of greens, and that just makes the whole image. So that is great, but in and of itself this is not interesting enough for an image. It's basically just about the colors and then some light I had a couple of minutes ago. So I've zoomed out quite a bit, 70mm, and I'm including the sky, which I've already mentioned has quite a lot of drama in it. So I've taken two different exposures and then I'm just gonna exposure blend them. So one quite a lot darkish for the sky and then one brighter one, especially the one with light. Gonna blend them together and then we're gonna have a very high contrast dynamic scene with light on my subject, darkish sky, and then autumn colors. And I think that should be enough for an image that you want to look at. If you've seen my latest videos, you're going to know that I like to use a polarizer for my woodland shots, especially with autumn colors, but not going to do that in this shot because I think it would take away too much of the glare, and I really want the light to be emphasized and really want it to shine. And I think when the light is hitting the colors, they're sticking out enough, so it would maybe help, but I think the polarizer would just take away more than it would add, so leaving that out for this image. You can see what I'm talking about, rain. It's beautiful. It's very faint rain, but takes away the whole visibility, which is perfect for photography. Amazing. So I just got a little bit soaked from the rain, but it's totally fine. It's really beautiful, and just as I've mentioned, you can see it, for example, over there. You can see the contrast between the autumn colors and this kind of darkish, bluish, darkish sky over there in the background. Like over there, it's the exact same thing. How much it makes these autumn colors pop and stick out, and yeah, that's beautiful. When the rain just hit, part of me was hoping for a rainbow. I don't think that will happen, unfortunately. Wow, we have such an incredibly beautiful scene over here. Sky has come out, it's blue, then we have blue reflections on the water on this small sea lake over here. And then you can see I have this branch over here which is leading into the water, just halfway into it, halfway still sticking out. This is my main subject. Then in the background, all of the autumn colors being lit up, and then to top it all off, a lot of autumn foliage already on the water surface. What a dream, man. So many elements coming together. So the composition that I'm choosing is obvious. So the composition that I'm choosing is the obvious one. Just having this branch as a main subject leading into the water, then all of this beautiful foliage in the water, and then further leading you down into the distance into these autumn colors being lit up. Yeah, very simple. I think I'm just going to shoot this in two versions. One, the one that I just showed you, then a second one where, let me show you over here, because this branch is beautiful texture, where when we be close up, focusing more on the branch and then on the foliage over here. Just because this is so beautiful, and obviously there's no right single way to frame it up, so might as well frame it up in 2 different compositions. So I'm thinking about using an ND filter to completely blur out the surface of the water. It is already quite calm and still, but you know, that mirror-like reflection, that's what I'm trying to get. Yeah, I don't know if it's like the ND filter or the angle of the sun, but for some reason it just completely blows out my colors. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna stick with the normal one. Would have been cool, but yeah, the colors in these images are quite important. So now, having framed up this composition, it's already my clear favorite. I enjoy this one quite a lot more. But write a comment about your opinion, I'm super curious. What is also helping with this transition from the foreground to the background is, in the foreground it's very darkish, I have a lot of contrast, and then as we go further into the image, you have a lot of brighter autumn colors. I think that really helps with the transition of this image and further amplifies this, like, the dominance of the tree, and then, you know, leading further into the distance, into the background of my image. Really curious to see how this image will turn out in post, but also I'm curious for your opinion of which one you like more, so please write a comment. If you enjoy my style of photography and you want to learn more about landscape photography, I have a course available. It's the first link in the description, and I teach you everything you need to know about landscape photography to start out. Being out in the field, settings of your camera, tips and tricks, and also post-processing, everything there is to know. You might be interested, so check it out. If you do just like my images, you may want some of them framed up on your wall as a print. I have quite a few available in different sizes and finishes. So I didn't even expect to find a third composition today, but here we are. And while setting this up, I got approached by a couple, which is quite cool, and they were quite interested in what I was shooting. So explained it to them, and now gotta explain it to you as well. Okay, we're gonna make this quite quick because there are constantly people walking through my frame, and they're always asking like, can we walk through a shot? And it's like incredibly nice, but so strange talking to the camera. So I have this tree, and it's beautiful, first of all, because of the shape of it, because all of these branches are quite symmetrical and all of them growing upwards. This is quite interesting. And then I have all of this beautiful foliage. It's like completely covered on the ground, and I've included some of the way also covered in foliage into my image, and then just getting more and more. So you go towards the tree, and then I shot this like 5 minutes ago. There was some sunlight which was lighting up all of these beautiful yellowish tree leaves on there. So some sunlight, really beautiful. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if this is going to be a black and white one or a normal one. Probably both. Yeah, just because it works beautifully in both. Especially the lit up scene in black and white. Very high contrast, very bright whites. Beautiful. I'm just gonna end this over here because I keep getting people walking through my shot. Just one more thing. I also just quickly rotate my camera over into this direction and shooting all of these 4 trees. Very high dynamic range, very contrasty with the sun being in the background, and you can see some of the leaves over there being lit up, and then a little bit over there as well. Just look beautiful. So as I already had my camera set up, just quickly shot that one over there as well. So before I get more people walking through my shot, like, share, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video and the images. If you want to see more of my videos, I have an on location playlist in the description. Apart from that, thank you for the support. Write a comment about the second image, and see you in the next one. you.